Thank you.
Mhm.
Say it.
Are we ready?
You heard it.
All right. Another thing that was mentioned in the census was the executive and legislative branches. Please identify what the executive and legislative branches of the Mineral government are, and why didn't you bother to mention the judicial branch? I find nothing in state law that even vaguely references this in reference to town government. So that's just a curiosity question. Basically my last paragraph. One of the responsibilities of the town manager by state law is to ensure that the town council follows all state laws. She admitted in June, in the June meeting, that I was right when I said the trailer park was illegal. Then added, but we can't afford to be sued. Well, I'm sorry. Saying it's illegal and then saying but, that doesn't make sense. Does anyone know why the town could be sued by Clayton Homes of Maryland? Parentheses, y'all didn't seem to know that. You were working with somebody in Glen Allen who doesn't have any monetary interest at all. We've already investigated and found out that Clayton Homes of Maryland holds and owns the 14 deeds for that property. The land was sold to them by a lawyer that misrepresented them when he had a surveyor change the notation on the land survey that vacated the alley, that said it was vacated. If Clayton Homes was going to sue anybody, they wouldn't sue Mineral, they would sue the lawyer that sold them the property and misrepresented it. The true and recorded deed clearly notated our town alley on the property and on the survey that was used to sell to Clayton Homes. The notation had been alley to be vacated. This was done by selling property owner. There was no process done by the town council to do this. We have a process. It takes 2 meetings. In addition, council broke state law when they blithely changed the alley to an easement so you could negotiate with the idiot in Glen Allen who actually has no say in the matter because his deeds are held by Clayton Homes in Maryland. The only way an alley can be changed to an easement by our town ordinances is if one person owns all of the land and puts an easement up the middle because he then owns property on both sides of the easement. So you broke the law when you did that. And then you negotiated with this guy in Glen Allen to modify the easement by paving it and doing cul-de-sacs and fences and that sort of thing. When state law clearly says no person or corporation can be negotiated with for the use of government-owned property. Clearly stated in state law. Your judgment as council members and mayor is atrocious. I do not know what laws you decide to make up or use, but they are clearly not state or even county laws. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Instead of trying to run me off, it is you who should resign. Okay. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Anybody else? Yes. Go ahead, Ron.
Mr. Mayor, first I'm going to apologize because my tone is going to be that of defense. Because as a citizen of the town of Mineral, I have been personally attacked. And I'm not that I didn't interrupt you. You don't get to interrupt me.
I'm just asking.
So I received a letter that was mailed to another resident in the town, stating that I was a drag queen and I should be ashamed of myself. And the photograph of Mr. Hempstead is in every single one of the pages.
Really?
From your Facebook page.
Really?
So you didn't have, and again, I won't be interrupted. I didn't disrespect you. So every single page has his photograph in the comment section of this screen capture. So you didn't have the moral fortitude to sign this letter where you think I should be ashamed of raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for abused children and battered women as a drag queen. But your photograph was right there that showed me who it was and showed half the town who it was. Now, that's the personal attack. Let's discuss your affirmation that we broke the law and we negotiated on behalf of the town. You, sir, have sat at this dais in every one of those meetings. So this affirmation that we have done something, you have been in your chair the entire time after formally abstaining and walking out of the room. State code says the moment you abstain, you should be taken out of every one of those meetings in regards to that subject.
Chapter and verse, Ron.
Ma'am, I will not be interrupted.
Stay
I
calm.
will not be interrupted.
Tracy, stay
So again,
quiet.
you claim and you throw at us that we have broken laws. Sir, you have been at this dais for every single conversation. The rest we'll discuss in closed session.
Okay, well, that's how you get stuff out. You don't like it, but you know what? This is the reason I want you to start working.
Denise
together.
has a comment.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bernice, I didn't see it. Go ahead.
We can't hear you.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
You had a comment.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yes.
I would just like to say that I have the utmost respect and confidence in our staff.
Thank
And
you.
I can't sit here in good conscience. I mean, I respect what Mr. Hempstead is trying to get out and to say, but he cannot continue to degrade our staff. I have the utmost confidence and respect for them, and they need to be happy in their job. Thank you.
Yes.
Amen.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why this whole scene is ugly and why I don't want this to continue. And Dave, I'm sorry you felt, and you've gotten it off your chest. Thank you for bringing it off your chest. But that being said, I'm moving. Do we need to go into executive? Well, let's take a 5-minute break for those that need to smoke and use the bathroom, and then we'll come back in. Okay, executive session, please, Stephanie.
Okay.
Oh, did you get the printout I gave you?
I got this one from last time. It's the same
Is it
language.
It was the same one.
It's the same language. Okay. In accordance with section 2.2-3711A1 of the Code of Virginia, I move that the town will convene in closed session for discussion, consideration, or interviews of prospective candidates for employment, assignment, appointment, promotion, performance, demotion, salaries, disciplining, or resignation of specific public officers, appointees, or employees of any public body. And section 2.2-3711A8, consultation with legal counsel employed or retained by a public body regarding specific legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice by such counsel.
Yeah, motion?
So made. Can I also motion that we include Ms. McGee as an upcoming council member in the closed session?
You can
Join us.
make that motion?
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
This, room in the orange, is that Pam's son?
Ms. Cuban? Yes?
Yeah, they said yes.
Okay. All right, we're in closed session. This way, we have to clear the room.